In this video, I'm going to be doing a camera comparison between the S25 Ultra and the S24 base model. So we're going to see what the flagship, best of the best that Samsung has to offer in 2025 can do against the base model flagship of 2024. So let's get into this camera comparison, and we'll start with some night photography and night videography. Let's go. All right, so we are here outside. This is one of the features that Samsung phones can do, dual camera setup. I'm going to be taking pictures of, just nature, and it's very dark, as you can see. It's my hand in the background, very dark. So I'm going to be taking pictures of nature and seeing what these phones can do in, like real darkness, real night mode. Not a lot of city lights to kind of brighten up the scene. So let's go. All right, so starting off with your 1X, we're just going to shoot straight off. The 24 took 2 seconds, whereas the S25 Ultra took 3 seconds. Then we're gonna go 2X. We're basically just gonna go up the zoom levels and see what it does with night mode. Again, the S24 was faster than the 25 Ultra. Now we're at 3X. It's the 3X zoom camera on both of them, 3X optical. And then we're gonna skip all the way to 5X. 5X digital on the S24 and 5X optical on the S25 Ultra. The S25 Ultra has 2 zoom cameras, which is really cool for different flexibility and different things you might want to do. Then we're going to go to 10X and take a photo with both of them. And then let's just go max zoom, 30X on the S24 and 100 times on the S25 Ultra. And then let's hit it with the ultra wide shot. The S24 took 5 seconds, 25 Ultra took 3 seconds. And then we'll get some different kinds of shots now with 1X. So focus on this wood right here, our glass, our window. And then a different perspective out into the distance, 1X. And now we'll switch to video. All right, so this is 4K 30 FPS recording from both phones side by side. Let me know what you think about the nighttime performance with both of these phones. And looking down at my feet, got a light up croc, whatever it's called. And now I'm gonna zoom in. So let's go all the way in. You can see the camera shifting between their different optical zooms. The S25 Ultra obviously can go further and have better clarity than the 24. If we go to the 3X, which is what the S24 can do normally, 3X on the S25 Ultra, this is how it looks, panning around. Then we'll go to 5X optical on the S24 Ultra. Looks really good. Even at night from a distance, you can see really well over there with the cars and stuff on the S25 Ultra. The S24, it's alright, but clearly not as good. They can't even really focus out there. And then just a 10X digital zoom. The S25 Ultra is doing amazing at nighttime, at least for this setting. 20 max. And then zoom out, and boom, this is what we have. So now I'm going to swap to ultra wide, and ultra wide, as you can see, requires a lot of light, so it's very dark. But inside our house, you can see that obviously, but yeah, you can barely even see anything with the ultra wide camera out here when you're doing video. So 4K 30 FPS on both of them. Now let's go inside and look at these photos and videos. All right, so we back in the office. I got my daughter Eliana. You ready? Ready to see the pictures? She just woke up from her nap. So yeah, we're gonna look at these pictures and videos and see what is going on with them and how they compare. All right, so looking at the photos and videos, you can see that the results are pretty much as expected. The S25 Ultra is going to do better. It's going to give you more detail. It's going to give you a brighter image. And that's just because it has bigger sensors overall. So when you go through all the zoom lengths from 3X to 5X to 10X, whatever it is, ultra wide, they're all just going to be better images overall on the S25 Ultra as we expected. The S24 is not bad at all, and I think it holds up pretty well. But yeah, the S25 is the best of the best that Samsung has to offer, so it's going to be slightly better. Then video in the night where it was really dark, I mean, very similar until you start zooming in. Then you see how the S25 Ultra zoom really benefits by having a 3X camera and a 5X camera. the 5x being 50 megapixels. It's just really nice overall. So now, after looking at these nighttime photos and videos, let's get into some daytime and some other types of pictures. Let's go. Get into some shots in the daytime inside the house or in good lighting. And I just wanted to see how close each phone can get to a subject. And then I started to use macro mode on the S25 Ultra. For the S24, it doesn't have any macro mode, so you got to use the main camera and zoom in, or the 3x camera and zoom in. As we go through the zoom lengths, the S25 Ultra just holds together so much more, and it produces higher quality images from 1x all the way to, and even it produces even images that you could use up to 20x, I think. And then we have an ultra wide shot. And then here's where you start to see that the S24 can actually hold its own against the S25 Ultra. The 25 Ultra is going to have better detail overall and different focus and bokeh, but the S24 is not bad at all. I think both of these camera systems are really good, and you kind of have to weigh how much you're paying versus how much you value a camera, and just like subtle details, because at the end of the day, people have been saying smartphone cameras are just good in general with decent lighting, and I think that's mostly true. But I do think the S24 has really good cameras overall, and you don't necessarily need to pay S25 Ultra prices to get a good camera, but the S25 Ultra does have the extra detail, and it does have the ability to go up to 200 megapixels and zoom in even further than, you know, other phones with high quality shots, or at least higher quality shots when you zoom in. And the natural bokeh is going to be better because of the bigger sensor on the S25 Ultra, but you can see, like I said many times, that the 24 just holds its own, so it's not bad at all. And even in some shots you'll see soon, the S24 actually does better in terms of dynamic range and quickly adjusting to the scene. As you can see, the blown out background of the S25 Ultra shot. Honestly, I'm kind of confused as to what the S25 Ultra is doing here, because it's blowing out the background, but the foreground is not even exposed better. So it doesn't make any sense, to be honest. And then right here, you see the S25 Ultra, it blew up my cat's face. It didn't focus at all. And I feel like that's something that I've noticed with this camera, is that it takes a little bit longer to focus and change and adjust to the environment. This will probably be fixed in the update, hopefully, but I feel like the S24 is generally faster at, you know, switching and adapting. Very, very comparable again, but the 25 Ultra just has more detail overall. Especially when you get closer, then you start to see the 24 start to fall apart, whereas the 25 holds it together better, but very, very comparable, to be honest. And that's just the background. Again, some more 1x shots, just showing different things in the image. And then here are some high megapixel shots. So we got 50 megapixels, and then the 50 megapixel versus 200 megapixel on the S25 Ultra. And then we got 5x, 50 megapixel, and then the cropped sensor of the S24. And you see the difference in quality. But again, S24 is actually holding its own really, really well. So it's not bad at all. And then we have Pro mode. So I'm just showing you a clip of what Pro mode is like and how you can actually customize your settings to get a shot that is more ideal for you, or something that you are more looking for, versus what the camera just naturally does in terms of processing. And then with Pro mode photos, you can actually underexpose and raise the brightness of the image a lot more, because it's better to underexpose because you can retain details in the dark better than you can retain details in the high. And I feel like with phones like the S25 Ultra, sometimes they overblow the highlights and then you can't recover those details. It's just gone completely. So here is just me doing a quick edit to show you how you can raise details from the darkness. But yeah, these are two Pro mode shots, and I like the ability to control your image. And then we got some more 1x, just showing differences in different scenes, largely comparable. You'll see that the 25 Ultra just has more depth naturally, but to the average person, to people posting on social media, it's really just going to be very similar. Like, people are not going to really care about the subtle differences or even notice them, especially with compression. In this video, you might not even see what I'm talking about necessarily, but there are some subtle differences, and I think that's what you get nowadays. For flagships, they are going to have better cameras, they're going to have higher ceilings that are capable of producing more and doing more, but at the end of the day, in the point and shoot experience, your images are going to be very, very similar across them, because all these phones are flagships. They're just not like at the same tier of images or of camera systems. So yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. This has been the S24 versus the S25 Ultra in the camera comparison. I got the S24 Ultra versus the S25 Ultra coming soon. So yeah, until the next video, we are out. Peace.